Just the game. Okay. I don't know. I think it was a pretty exciting ball game. And I thought you can say it's a Tuesday night in March, but that was a good win for our team. Down 4-0 with maybe 4 innings left to play, something like that. And, their pitcher did a great job. And, he's been more of a reliever. He's a senior. He threw like 20 pitches on Friday, I think, against K-State. I think he threw 7 pitches on Sunday. And I'm sure he told the coach, hey, give me the ball against Arkansas. And he didn't throw the ball in the middle of the plate. And I threw the ball 87 miles an hour on both sides. And we get into 3 double plays, and it just kind of started looking like maybe this wasn't our night. And we stayed strong. And I believe in this offense. And we just felt like if guys wouldn't try to do too much, take a walk, hit a single, go the other way, then somebody might pop one. And obviously that's kind of what happened there in the 6th. And Wagner got him a breaking ball and just crushed it and put us down a run. And then an out or two later, Borfin hit that fastball out of the park. And, we felt really good about it. Then in the 7th, we don't turn double play. We got to turn that double play. But we'll get that done next time. Kind of changed momentum a little bit, but we didn't get all uptight about it. And obviously there in the 8th inning, and with the big, I think we had a hit by pitch, and with 1 out, and then Borfin going that way, the other way after pulling a home run, just showed me a lot of maturity. To kind of just to pass it on to the next guy. He could have tried to hammer that ball. He might have hooked it right at the second baseman, but he just took that middle away fastball and smoked it through the 6 hole and said, okay, Kendall, it's your turn. And he didn't waste any time. When he hit it, I knew he hit it good, but just the way the wind was, I didn't know if it had enough, and that thing kept going. And it was a big swing. So great job by, really all the pitchers. You got Parker Coyle, freshman, facing some older kids. They had all seniors and juniors in the lineup for the most part, except the 8 and 9 hole hitters. They were both freshmen. And, he made a few mistakes, and they made him pay, built a little lead on us, but he kept fighting. Gave the ball to Ledbetter that I felt like got better as innings went on. And then Dylan just pitched great and gave us an opportunity to climb back in the game. And, even there in the 9th, he had to go through their boys. And, they hit some balls hard that were caught, but we had a bunch that were caught early too. So good win for our team. That's the way I feel about it.
Looked pretty hazy from upstairs. I just wonder what kind of effect it had down on the field.
We didn't really, it didn't bother us. I haven't talked to the outfielders about it, but I didn't feel like it was keeping anybody from seeing spin on the ball or anything like that. My guess is there's a controlled burn somewhere going on, and they forgot to check with us, No, but anyway, is that what was going on? Anyway, yeah, so whatever.
And then you mentioned the double plays. That's 5 in 2 games now. What do you think that says that your offense has been able to score enough runs to win both of those games?
Well, when you hit some balls hard, you think about the first when we hit into, well, maybe I know one of them we hit really hard, just right at him. Was that Brady or Jace? He smoked it. That's the luck of the game sometimes. But don't get all too uptight. Just let's put together an inning somewhere along the way. The key for us to do that was that our pitchers settled it down a little bit and gave us a chance to crawl back in. When you hit into a double play, you're down 2-0 and it's first and third. That hurts. The other ones are runner on first, 1 out, nobody out, whatever. Those don't sting quite as much, but when you don't get that RBI or even get a run out of it, that's a big momentum swing. And we almost had that. We should have had that, but we didn't do it, and we'll get it done next time.
Yeah, they brought in the lefty that was throwing pretty hard, and I think the guy behind him was throwing it pretty, had some velo too. Was it almost a relief for the lineup to see some guys like that because that's what they're more used to seeing?
Well, I think it was, I would say probably yes, by the way we hit the ball. Um, but when you think about it, the ball that Jared hit was a breaking ball, and he fouled off the fastball, was right on it, I felt like, and then, or something like that. And then, he hammered that breaking ball. So I think the velocity, yeah, I just think it was more the first guy just changed speeds on our lefties, but he didn't throw the ball over the plate much. He was right on the edges, and he just pitched. But yeah, I'm sure they can time that 92, 93 up better than they can 86, 87 because we don't see it a lot.
Then at the end of the game, it looked like you had a couple freshmen throwing down in the bullpen. I believe it was Fitzpatrick and possibly Fouch. Was Fouch one of the guys you were hoping that you might could get in this game? And just what was the thought process for
Yeah,
those two guys?
we're going to get Fouch in the game. He's got really good stuff. Some of the injuries and stuff, we're going to have to get some innings out of some of these young guys, and really didn't want to bring him in that situation. Fitzpatrick was the one that we had talked about, today, getting him in against one of those lefties or both of them, because those are two of their better guys, obviously. And but then when it came down to the lefty was up, he's the tying run. I just told coach, I said, we can't take Carter out, even though maybe it's a better matchup left on left, but Carter deserves to have an opportunity to get this guy out. If he doesn't, the worst it can be, it's tied up. We'll beat him in the bottom of the ninth. Then if he gets on somehow, then they got a right-hander up, and we'd wish we had Dylan back out there. So, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but there is some thought going into it.
It's like they're 2 and 3 hitters combined to go 7 for 9. What'd you think of those two guys?
Is that what it was? Thanks for telling me. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like I said, they're their first baseman, senior at Army. He's probably full grown man. And he showed us that in the first inning when he said, "You want to throw me a breaking ball? I'm gonna hit it out of the park into the wind." We're kind of like, wow. So so they were a little scary right in there. They're going to win a lot of games.
Kendall Diggs hadn't played in just a whole lot of games for you during his career, and he's had 3 game-winning hits now. What does that say about him?
Well, I think what Kendall's done is he hasn't taken his previous at bats to the plate. I mean, he didn't do a double play ball. I think his first time up on a first pitch was a fastball, and they threw him a changeup. I don't know. He didn't have the night he wanted to have, and he stayed strong. And they remember what you did last, and that last one was beautiful. So I think he's been clutch, and it's been sneaky power. I think he's got 4 home runs now. He's got double-digit home runs. I think he's started all the games except maybe 2, and he's hit righties really well. He hits lefties, and he's done a good job.
Last few years, there have been a lot of these Tuesday games that have come right down to the wire. Do you think it says something about the fact that you get the other team's best shots when they come in here?
Well, we talk about that. We're going to get the other team's best shots. They traveled down here from Manhattan, Kansas, after playing a few games and have a round robin type tournament, and it would have made their trip. They could beat us, and now they're heading back. I think they play Wright State this weekend, our last week's opponent. So we feel like we're going to get everybody's best shot. I mean, we've had a lot of success lately. We have a beautiful ballpark. We have great fans, and they want to beat us. Whoever we play, they want to beat us.
You have an update on Cody Frank?
Yeah, his season's over, and he's going to have a procedure done on Monday. Don't ask me to describe it, but try to get him ready for next year.
You're looking for a midweek starter. What do you think Coyle's still in the mix now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he had some hitters. When he throws the ball with the edges, he's good, and he's got a better curveball than he showed. And we saw a really good curveball in the fall. I just think that, you look at him, you can tell how young he is, and he needs a little time. Next week we got 2 midweek games against a team that can score. So somebody's got to pitch, and it was good to see him go out there and give us 4. Is that what it was? Almost 4. And I think that he learned some things tonight. He made some mistakes with 2 strikes and gave up some hits and a 2-out, 2-strike RBI, and that gave him that 3rd run. And, I think you got to learn, you got to get better, and, hoping each outing he gets better.
Okay, Oliver says get material on Louisiana Tech. So on
Okay.
Lane and those guys, what do you think?
Yeah, well, obviously they're a regional type team, playing a really good conference. They're always at the top, 1, 2, or 3, and they've been close to getting to super regionals. And their head coach Lane Burrows is a good friend of mine. I feel like he coached with me for a little bit, and there was some interest in him. Their schools tried to pull him away from Louisiana Tech last year. He stayed put, and he's got good players, and they do a great job. They're tough, and I think they've got a pitcher back that pitched on Friday against us a couple years ago. So big lefty, and so they're going to have some experience on the mound.
You mentioned Lane Burrows. Obviously, you guys are friends, but you've also played a lot over these last few years. I just wonder what that dynamic's like. And, there's been some really tight, tense games between you 2 teams. Has there ever been any like weird moments, or just kind of what's that relationship been like over the years?
I'm not going to say there's ever been any weird moments. I don't know what you mean by that. Weird. That's a strange word, right? But, there's been some really good games, some drama. 2 years ago or whenever we were down there, when the Friday night game went extra innings, I think Battles hit a home run in the top of the 10th. We won the game. Saturday, we played really well. I think we won that one. And then Sunday, we, the wind was changed completely. The direction was blown straight in, and it was a tight game. I just remember we had a couple guys on base, and we flew to the wall dead center to end it into the wind. And it was one of those, it was just a good series. I liked it when it worked out that they would come right before conference play, probably for both of us. I would think theirs starts too, but I just think it's a good way to get a really, really good feel for what it's going to be like the next weekend when we play Auburn, as far as, SEC play, experienced team.
Remiss if I didn't ask about kind of having Army down here and doing the whole military appreciation day and all the kind of extra stuff that goes with games like this.
Yeah, there's a little extra today. It's I think that our players recognized it, that it's a little different when you go to a school like Army. It's you're representing everybody, and they get a lot of, you could tell that our fans they wanted us to win, but they probably were okay if we lost. That's kind of the sense I had, because we were playing Army. You respect it. You respect those guys over there. And I like the way they play. No nonsense, little attitude. And I like our guys to play like that. And it was, it might've looked laid back from the stands, but it was pretty intense on the field. And I don't know, like I said, it's the first time we've had them in here. We haven't had, I think we played Navy my first year here, maybe in 2003, early, but it's, I enjoyed it. I hope that they will come back in the future.
Tigers evaluation yesterday confirmed the 5 to 6 week timeline.
That's what we got out of it. Yes. Okay. Yes. So,
and then you're adding a second pitch clock back behind home plate. How much do you think that'll help your pitchers or any pitcher?
That way they don't have to turn around and look at it, and hopefully it matches up with the one in the outfield, and hopefully it works. We had some things not work today, and but yeah, then they can be looking and get, I better hurry up, or whatever they need to do. And if there's a runner on, they get a reset. If they need it, they can just step off, and we're good to go. If it's the first one on that hitter. So it's definitely going to help. I truly believe that. And we didn't have to do it this year, and I imagine a lot of teams won't. But I think it makes sense.
You mentioned yesterday Nate Thompson might not be here Friday. Is that confirmed? And you're going to coach?
Yeah, his uncle passed away, so I might have been kidding that I was going to coach third, but we'll see.
Yeah, Coach, I know we've talked about Dylan Carter a lot, but now that you know Frank's done for the year, just how big is it that Dylan's come on so strong recently?
It's been huge. I mean, he's been throwing extremely well. I mean, he threw a couple breaking balls today from the side. They look nasty. Spotting his fastball 92, 93 and challenging up, mixing, and he's got a good changeup. And he threw a couple good ones, threw a couple that got away from him, but I thought he pitched really well, and it's big. We got to have a couple more. We got to have a couple more guys.